Welcome everyone to another interview with one of our funded traders. Today we are hosting Daniil. Hi Daniil, it's so nice to have you here. But before we start, can you introduce yourself a little bit? Where are you from? How old are you?
All right, thank you first of all for having me here. Right, my name is Daniil. I'm from Germany, but I have a Russian name because my parents have a Russian background, right? So that's the thing. And I'm 19 years old and been trading for around about 2 years almost. Yes.
That's quite interesting and a very young age to start trading. So, how did you first hear of trading and how did you get into it?
So yes, my journey of trading, like where I first heard about it, was like over 2.5 years, like in 2021, and the end of it, like you saw something in the internet and you were curious, and that was my first like point where I saw something. I've tried it with a friend, like, and we said, okay, who can flip the account like to bigger size? End of the day, we blew the account, so no point of this. And after this, I haven't touched trading like in a few months, right? Over half a year, I didn't do anything because I didn't have the direction. I didn't know where to start or who can I trust, like in the internet, right? That's the thing. You don't know who's real, who's not. Uh, until the day I turned 18, that's where I got introduced into a company, which I'm not gonna tell the name, but I got introduced into there through a friend, and yeah, that's where I got my first step into trading. And since then, like since the day I've turned 18, every day was like trading. Like that's my whole day for the past 1.5 years. Then when I passed my first challenge, and yes, now I'm here almost 2 years now in, and that was like roughly my journey with trading.
I'm really happy for you because the sooner you get into it, the younger you obtain the necessary skills for trading, and maybe life gets easier because that's the thing I always tell myself. Only if I got into trading earlier in my life, and it sounds nice. So, um, like I understand that like while you first started trading, you were even like 17 years old. How did your family react to this or like how was this background emotionally?
Yes. So first of all, when I first got into touch with trading, no one knew. Like I was just on my phone, like doing something right. But after I really started with 18, like for the first month, my parents really didn't notice, right? Because back then I was playing all day long games and stuff like this, right? So it wasn't unusual for me sitting at a PC or something like this. So, but after like a month, they kind of noticed it, and then the drama began, right? They're like, "Yo, it's a Ponzi scheme. Everything is a scam. Like, it doesn't work. Like, it's unsafe. Do your, I think it's called apprenticeship in English, like where you learn from the job." Like they were really, really skeptical, and it was a lot of drama. Like every week, like we had something going on here. Like it was well, not nice. That's how they reacted. But right now, like for the past few months, since I've been living from trading also, uh, they don't really say anything about it, and they're kind of proud. So
I
yes.
guess that's the thing with parents. What's in common is that they stopped like talking about it after you become profitable in trading, and
Yeah.
maybe that's the best answer to anyone who says like we're not gonna make it or that's this is something that we shouldn't get into it. Did you start trading by like with forex or crypto? How did it start for you?
Hmm? My start was with Forex, and I've traded basically every pair there was out there. I've just tried everything. Yes, and right now I only trade gold.
Oh, you only trade gold.
Yes.
And why is that?
Uh, it's kind of funny because I've had a strategy like last year where it was only focused on gold, right? I've been then getting to know gold more and more and more. It's also like it has a like market cap of 13 trillion or something like this, or billion, that we call it in English. So the volatility is like at like every point of the day is there, right? So you can trade it at every time, like every day. So that's the thing, and I don't know. It's just nice, and I've got used to it, and it really works good for me. So yes. It's a
fits
thing.
your strategy better so that you feel more comfortable
Yeah, I
trading.
can. Yes, my old strategy only worked with gold. Now my strategy right now, I can trade everything I want, but I like to just
Stick
focus
to
on one
gold.
thing, just one thing, and that's it. Right, master it basically.
It makes more sense instead of focusing a lot of pairs, just focus on one thing so that you get used to the movements, the price action, and
Yes,
sometimes you also kind of feel like what's going to happen
yes.
in the charts. It comes like an intuition after a point,
Hmm?
and that's also what I like about like trading only one pair. Uh, it makes a lot of sense. So, what were some key moments in your trading journey? Maybe it's a time that you have lost all your money or you made a huge milestone in your career. What are those key moments for you?
For it's the thing is, in like 2 years, like the key points were like all packed together. I would say because most people they trade like for 5 years, and after this they only get like the key points. But for me personally, uh, hmm, it's kind of difficult. But I would say for me, one of the most important key point was to like discover myself, right? Because trading is a game like where you have to like know everything about yourself, like all your weaknesses and strength, and find inner peace. Like that's a key point. Find inner peace with yourself, and just don't attach yourself to like past memories, past trades, losses, profits you can apply to your life. And last year, and beginning of the summer, like everything in my life that could go wrong, like it got just it went wrong, right? Like everything, like from my health, money wise, like got no money, like all of it gone. Uh, then I've lost how you call it Beziehung. I don't know what it's called in English, but the German people will know. Like my Beziehung got like to an end, like out of nowhere, right? And like my psyche were like at the end, and that's why I discovered, okay, I'm the problem because the chart is still the chart, right? And I thought about it, like I've sat there like hours and hours and just sitting there and thinking, okay, what's the problem? Like, how can I change something? And then I've learned to like let things like go, don't attach myself to them, and just let everything flow. No, don't stick to anything, just like water. That's one of my biggest key point, I'd say, when the moment came that I realized just don't stick to anything in the past. Just don't stick to it. And that was like a really important. And the second key point that really helped me was after I have to like when I journaled, like at the end of last year, that's where first in my life, like first time in my life, where I really got into my journal and looked what did I wrong, what did I right, and I reflected myself, and I knew, okay, I'm doing something really wrong, and yeah, my risk management was quite a good, I'd say, but I've made too many unnecessary losses, and that's where I've just looked in my journal and I saw, okay, I've got so many unnecessary losses that like eat my winners, right? And that was my two key like moments, discovering I have too many losses and I can just cut them and don't attach myself to like past memories or past anything. So yes.
It's very interesting, especially for a person who is as young as you are, to really express this emotional journey. Really, I'm quite impressed that you try to find yourself in trading and then try to understand yourself and try to understand your behaviors. It's not an easy
Yeah.
task because that's also what I was going to ask you. Do you think that's also related uh, to the fact that some traders, like you said, don't even become profitable after years and years of trading, and you only have 2 years of experience, and you started making money withdrawing payouts from prop firms? Do you think this self discovery journey helped you obtain this profitability earlier than most people?
I would say yes, because like the thing is, your trading reflects your own life. Your private life is reflected in trading, right? Because how you live is like how your trading is going. So if you have like if you're how you say it, Gewohnheiten, man, my English is not that good right now. uh, whatever. Like if you have bad habits, right? That's the word I was searching. If you have bad habits and you don't really do anything all day, you play games every day, don't eat good, like eat processed foods, everything. You know it's not good for you, but you're still doing bad things. And you can't really expect a good result, with this bad of a life in trading. So it's like a chain, if one is good, the other thing will be soon or later will be also good, but if the other one is bad, the other one will also probably be bad. I think they're linked together. So that's why I think discovering yourself, and finding inner peace, like how you do it, that's on your own, but how you discover your inner peace and live your private life, that will reflect onto trading, and that's how your trading will also get better.
And
So
that's quite
yes.
interesting. So, how does your day go by? Like, what do you do when you wake up, or like what time you wake up?
Mm,
How do you prepare yourself for the market, or what
mm,
are the other activities you do outside of trading? Because you talk so much about like getting to know yourself, like keeping your life clean, keeping your body clean, etc., which are quite important things. And I also understand that it can reflect positively on trading. So, what do you do during a day?
it's a good question. So yeah, my like it's not that fancy like how people might think, right? So for right now, my day starts like at 8 or 9 o'clock a.m. So before London session, I wake up basically. I do my thing. I don't have a special fancy routine where like I do my coffee like this and I have like this to eat, and it's like perfect YouTuber influencer routine, right? Where you see online. I just wake up. I focus to don't use my phone like for the first hour. Like don't go in social medias. Like it will go into your brain. So that's why I don't use social media like in the morning. uh, yeah, and I also don't eat. For me, it helps to just have a clear mind. I just drink a lot of water at the beginning, and I just wait to go to the charts, like not that special. And over the day, I do training, right, to do my sport, calisthenics, just basic workouts over the day. I read my books. I have like different one for right now. I read this one, The Zen Trader. It's quite interesting. Can recommend it. And yes, and then the rest of the day, I just like focus on not doing stupid things. That's my goal. Don't do stupid things, and then you will get like a good result. Right, that's the thing. So I don't have a fancy like routine day. It's just don't do stupid things and eat healthy, do sport, have a clear mind. That's
It
like my
doesn't
day.
have to be fancy. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
the
be
thing.
fancy. It has to fit you, and
Yes,
that's
can I?
the important thing. And sounds like a good day to me as a person who enjoys quite routines. So, for me, that sounds like a perfect day and a fancy day, by the way. It depends on like
Yeah,
every person, like what do they like,
yeah.
like you know and
Mm,
I think it's quite nice because, like I told you, and I try to emphasize this fact during this interview too, you are quite young compared to the other traders that we may see online. And it's really interesting to see someone who is trying to get to know himself and who's trying to get his life together. These are quite important and very adult thing to do. So congratulations on that, I guess.
thank you.
Was there a point in your journey where you thought, before you made it though, when you
Mm.
thought to yourself, okay, I think this will work for me. I think I am going to be successful. When did that realization came to you?
I think after like a few months, like I was I think you call it naive, like where you just believe it, like you don't have evidence for anything, but you just believe it, and that I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this work. I don't care. So it was like after a few months, like I was like, okay, this has to work. I don't care. So that's the thing. After a few months, I think like I was like, okay, I don't care. This will work somehow.
How did, how did you feel when you received your first payout?
It's a feeling like that you can only like, it's hard to describe, I'd say, because it's something, it's like Coke, like, I can't really explain how it tastes until you really like drink it yourself, right? It's the same thing with getting a payout. I can't really describe how it feels. It feels great, right? But I can't describe the feeling. Same with tasting something. You just have to taste it. It's sweet, yes, it's good. Like having, it's a great feeling, but it's unreal, I'd say, because if I imagine myself back then, it was like 5K on my first payout. Like, I was like, what's going on? I was like, I've looked on my phone. I was like, the numbers went up. I was like, okay, that's it. Trading is like a thing. I'm going all in.
This
So
is
yes,
amazing. You really relive the moment while you're explaining it to us.
yes, I really like to do this, to
But
express
it
it
says
better.
that you are quite passionate about what you do, and that's a good thing, I guess, because if you don't actually love trading, this is not something to do for a very long time, And
Yeah,
it's stressful, it's nerve
really.
consuming, it's disappointing at times. It's everything that is bad about like having a boss,
Health.
like except you have a boss. You only have
Mm.
your mind in control, and if you do something bad, you're in charge. Like you are responsible for
Mm.
it. And if you do something good, you made it. You are responsible from that win, and it feels great. So I can
Really.
relate to that feeling for sure. So I'm sure our viewers by now wonder how you approach the markets, because we have listened a lot about your mental game, which is amazing, because it gives us a clue about like how you actually manage your emotions. Like for me, what I understand from what you're saying is that you're a person who's trying to get to know himself, and you try to analyze your behaviors, like why am I doing this,
Yes.
why am I doing that, and it helps a
Always
lot
asking
with
myself.
yeah, and it
Yeah.
helps a lot with your trading. So and what do you do on the charts? Can you maybe share your screen with us?
Okay, hold up, right there. Can you see the chart?
Yes.
Okay, let's get over like my past like trade from last week, first day, for example. Let's rewind it to this time. So basically, I start like, for me, I only trade as of this recording right now. I've traded at the beginning, like at 15 o'clock. That's 3 p.m. I think in English. That's past like New York session after I started, and then I go over. I firstly start in the 4 hour chart, right? Like it's basic knowledge. I just start with like multi-time frame analysis. I go, okay, which direction are we going in? And I was like, okay, I see this like how you say, strong move to the downside, and I see there's open liquidity. And I'm like, okay, we can target it. So let's look for like down trades to short the market. And then I go into and I say, okay, that's our range from now. That's the high, that's the low. And then I mark myself up. Okay, we have here an open imbalance, you know. Okay, then we go into the 15-minute time frame, and then I make it like exactly how I like it. And the imbalance goes till this point, and we now see the market already reacts down. Okay, from New York. New York open, 1430. It reacts. It grabs here this liquidity that we see here, and then we react to the upside. Yeah. While reacting to the upside, we balanced this wick, like that's an imbalance. Or no, we didn't. We didn't. Okay, that was the thing. We didn't balance this wick, right? That's an open imbalance. So we just took the liquidity out of this low, but got this wick open. Then I go into low time frame. Then I see, okay, the most beautiful thing for me to see is that the market just sweeps these highs and taps into this imbalance, right, that you see here. And I'll just target, hold up, I've targeted this exact low for me, right? that you see here, like, and there's also like an imbalance or how fair value gap, how you want to call it, right? And just to the beginning of it, because the market often just takes a liquidity and goes up and then maybe goes down. And I just want to save trade. It's almost a risk to reward 4, so that's fine for me. And yes, for my entries, I go into the 1 minute time frame and I just wait. I wait until he sweeps it. And that was the moment where the market just took the size, tapped into this imbalance right here. You see there, right? And that's why I knew, okay, we got a strong move to the downside. And I've just put like a stop order on the previous structure in the M1 time frame, and that's here. This under this candle, right? That was the last low. If you go into the line chart, you can also see it really good. That was the last high before this high was created. So that is a valid breaker structure. And after this, I've put my high over the put my stop loss over this high because it protected structure. Because if I'm right, the market won't take out this high. He will drop. And let's see what happened. He did come down, and for me, or for a lot of basic SMC traders, because I don't trade SMC because I don't use order blocks, stuff like this. In my opinion, it's like it's a fancy name, but the only reason the market moves is because of like liquidity and like the imbalances, right? And that's where the market reacted. For me, this was a trap move because that was my valid area where the market could react, and we were in a downtrend. So I'm just looking for sells because it's like water flowing down. You don't want to like go up and like push it up. I just go with the trend, and that's why I knew, okay, there's a trap move. And we see that there was like a moment for 1 second. I really thought, okay, it's a stop loss. It's all right. I'm wrong. And yeah, but it turned out, yeah, the market just went and went and went. And my TP was at 51.8 to be exactly. And that's where the market again went up. That's why I wanted to like take here my take profit, just save profit. This was also my best trade, not from the risk reward ratio, but like from the profit wise, funding pips. So it was 3K because I've risked a bit more with this trade. And yes, that's for example from last week. But I've also have like one other example. I also trade like small risk rewards. For example, this one 1.5, where if we just looked at the market structure, right? There's many lines. Hold up, it's a bit unclear right now. Let me delete a lot of it. So okay, I don't need these lines. Okay, basically I just look at the how you call it high time frame again, then in the hourly, and then I see, okay, we have this open wick right here because wicks are imbalances in the market, and that was my target because at that moment the market looked kind of like something like this. And for me, it was a really nice like structure because if you look at this candle, if you can read like candles, that's really good, like price action. I use a lot of price action reading, and I've just seen, okay, we've swept all these lows, but we didn't manage to break past through this low. Even though we had news, we had strong news, right? And high pick news. That's the thing. So we did manage to break all these lows, but this one is stronger. So this tells me, okay, this low is basically the boss, right? He tells the direction. And in this case, the market didn't have much strength to just drop down. And then I waited for my time because like I focus on the time. Let's use the next candle, 15 p.m., 50 p.m., 3 p.m. in English, right? I waited for my time. Then I saw this liquidity sweep, but for me this was a trap move, right? For like like the basic traders, okay, it's a liquidity sweep. Oh, it's a strong move. It's how shooting star pattern, right? with this like long wick, and it takes out a high. Okay, let's go short here. And but I've only wanted to short from here, and that's why I wanted to check just a little long. So as we see here, the market goes, and if you look here, I don't know why these lines exist here. Basically, the market just filled this fair value gap or imbalance, how you want to call it, right? And took out this low. So that's like a good pattern, basically. I don't have a copy paste system. If this and this happens, I do this and this. I just look at the market individually because every day is different. But a lot of the time, it basically sweeps liquidity and balances something.
Yeah.
So after I saw this, wick, strong reaction, same game with this, put it above the high and targeted basically my point of interest. And then I was too slow to take a short. I think like I was thinking too much and I've missed the short basically. But that's like how I trade. That's like I approach the market with multi time frame analysis and with entries in the M1.
It's wonderful.
So
I was going to ask you, while you were explaining the way you think doing these analysis, you talk a lot about this happened and I thought this, that happened and I thought that. And it tells me
yes,
that you do indeed interpret the prices and the candles and everything instead of like having a mechanical checklist,
yes,
like, okay, it has to tap the supply zone and I will just
yeah,
wait for a fair value gap and then I will set my
yeah,
TP at 2 hours, etc., etc. The list goes on. Not that I have anything against mechanical strategies. I love mechanical strategies, eases the psychology. But what you're doing is also something quite valuable because it says that and it shows that you do indeed take a lot of time to learn the ability to interpret the candles actually. And I like that part of trading because it keeps the brain
yes,
moving and all the emotions, but once you have an edge, which you seem like you do, it gets easier because you build confidence by
of course.
following your analysis and seeing it succeed over and over again. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But I also have a question for you. Obviously, you didn't start out this way. You didn't know this
No,
much when you first started. So, how I can see that you are now in like fully confident in your strategy and your ability to analyze the markets. But before you actually made money in trading, how did you decide that this is what you're gonna do? And how did you build that confidence over time? What did you do? Because when traders first start, they usually come to the charts and analyze, and the trades they take usually go to stop loss, and then they don't take it. It goes to TP, and like
hmm.
this cycle continues. So, how did it change for you?
Like how did I got to this strategy? Like,
Like,
oh,
how did you manage to build confidence in your strategy
okay.
before you actually succeeded with this
Hmm.
strategy?
Okay, I think like that's a good question because a lot of people think they're gonna know like the exact moment when they're turning profitable, but you don't really know the exact moment you're turning profitable. You just look at your MetaTrader and you say, "Oh, I have more profits than losses," and that's where the real confidence strikes in. But for me, what helped me to build good confidence, even though I wasn't making any money or stuff like this, right, was to just take trades and trades and trades on demo, on challenges, and just gather experience. So that's like the whole thing. I believe like a lot of traders don't have a lot of experience. They trade like for almost 4 years, but they don't got a lot of trading experience. Like let me explain. So basically, they don't sit at the charts and look at the candles, right, and don't take trades. They just are in the theory. But I'd say what helped me is like backtest a lot, like see my trades, even though it's not real. I know this strategy works. I just have to work. I'm not confident maybe in myself right now because I do a lot of stupid things, but I'm confident in my strategy. And that helped me to just continue, even though if I lose, right? If I take a stop loss hit, I just look at it and let's say, okay, what did I wrong? Or did I do anything wrong? Because it's normal to have a strategy, right? And to hit a stop loss. It's perfectly fine to hit the stop loss, even though your strategy and analysis was perfect. You did everything right, but it was a stop loss, and that's how a game works. Sometimes the market just does what it does. It makes sense for the market, but in this moment, you don't know what the market does, and that's perfectly fine. You don't have to know what the market does every time. You just have to be right most of the times, or just make more profits, right? And by gathering experience and backtesting and building confidence, like through backtesting and seeing a strategy actually works, you will gain this confidence. You can't fake this confidence really. You just have to take a lot of losses, a lot of more losses, and a lot of profits, and everything in between. And just with time, with a lot of trades, with time, and the more experience you have, you just gain the confidence. So that's like how I view it.
Exactly. It makes a lot of sense. And it shines a lot of light into your inner world. Like, how did this whole profitable journey start for you? So makes a lot of sense. Like I told you, it's you're young and you have managed to secure a nice payouts. And it's incredible that you take a lot of time to actually analyze what you're thinking. This is something that traders don't do usually because they go behind the charts and they think that it's going to work. And they think that since they did a little bit of back testing, the markets owe anything to them.
Yeah,
This is the drill. Like, it always happens with the market. Like, if you like don't follow your strategy, you're probably, most probably, like 99% of the time you're gonna get stopped because market loves the humble. So it's better to follow your strategy over and over again. But while we're at it, talking about your payouts, let's show them. Let's show people. Your first payout with funding pips is 5K, which is quite juicy, and the other one is 1.8, the other one is $1,000, and the other one is 1.3. And I guess right now you're waiting a payout for
yeah,
like 1.2,
yes, something like
which
this.
makes your total over 10K
Yeah, 10K
in
plus.
such a short time since March. It's
Yes, that
amazing. It's really, really amazing. Like, since March, you made over 10K. You are 19 years old. Is trading all you do?
yes, for right now I only trade, and yes, with funding pips I've got over 10K in payouts, and that's how I can live because I have really low expenses. I don't need anything. I don't like go out and party and do drugs or
Right
stuff
now,
like
you're
this.
just
I don't
building.
waste money. I'm just sitting here building up, stacking my accounts right now. I've got almost a new 100K account with funding pips in phase two right now. I'm with different prop firms also, so I'm just stacking up right now. And yes, next year I'm probably gonna move out of Germany. So let's see.
Is this what you want to do all your life? Or do you plan to
Mhm.
make some living from other professions too?
Yes, so I don't plan on trading probably in 40 years when I'm a bit older, right? Sitting at the chart, so maybe for fun because I really like it. It's like playing a game for me. I view it as a video game, kind of like a serious game, to be fair. So it's kind of fun for me. I'd say okay, maybe in the future I just do it like at the side. But for me, what my goals are is like to invest the stuff that I earn from trading to like cash cash flow making something, right? Be it how you call it, real estate or stuff like this, right? Just invest into cash flow. So it just pays for my bills, right? I use trading to invest into cash flow, and my cash flow then pays for my lifestyle. So I don't depend on trading, because if you depend on trading, that sucks. Because if you have a like weak mind, and don't most people don't wanna like say they have a weak mind, but most people, we have a weak mind, because if you get in the situation to, like, you have to pay the bills, and the trade has to go into profit or you won't pay them.
Exactly.
That's the part. So I don't really focus on trading for 40 years. I just focus to put my trading profits later on into like stuff like real estate, as I said, or other businesses that can generate me a cash flow that I can live from, and trading just for fun in the future.
Excellent, excellent. Like I told you, like I don't even realize that I'm talking to a 19 years old when you say stuff like that, because it like this is a
Okay.
very adult thing to say. Like it's not like plus 18 thing to say, but it's a very very adult thing to say, because it shows me that you have taken so much responsibility with your own finances at this age, which is quite good because it's teaches you responsibility, teaches you how to grow up maybe a little faster than your
Hmm?
peers. But my last few
Can
questions for you. Oh yes,
can
tell
I
me.
put a point in what? That's what I said previously, because your private life reflects into your trading, right?
Exactly.
So if you're in your private life like if you're unresponsible, how you can expect to like make profits, right? You can't have like bad like, for example, bad risk management in real life, like manage your money really great. Most people that have bad risk management suffer from being broken. Like they just spend their money on unnecessary things, right? I don't know what they're spending it on, but I know people that like throwing their money away, unresponsible, completely, and wonder why their trading is not going well. That's the thing. So it kind of reflects every time. So that's the thing.
Exactly. And which brings me to another question, really. Obviously, you had friends, you have friends, and I'm sure, like, while we get into trading at first, we try to get our friends into trading as well so that we can feel support, right? I'm sure you had
Yes.
this experience. Like, did you try to tell your friends to come learn with you?
Of course, like I
And
really did.
how did it go? How did it go? From beginning to end, how did it go?
All right. So basically, how it went, like I started it, and I was in like for 2 months. First, like uh, first 2 months, I didn't really tell anyone, like except a few people. Then I've told most of my people, and they're like, "Yo, bro, it's kind of sounds like scam. We'll wait until you reach something, right? Let's see your results." Stuff like this, and they were really skeptical,
Always the
and they
same
didn't trust me,
story.
because that's the thing. They knew my old self, right? Because back then I was a different like person. That's the thing that people don't realize. You have to change in order to get successful in trading. You can't be the same person and expect this goal, right? You have to change yourself to be on the level of this goal, and that's what I did. And people didn't recognize me, like they thought I was still like my old self, and they really doubt like most people, they doubted. They made fun of me, right? Oh, how's trading going? I was like, at the time, I just lost money, of course. So like, yeah, I'm learning. It's going somewhere, right? Soon I will get there, right? Stuff like this, and yeah,
And
that
what
just
do
made
they
fun.
say now? Now that you are being successful?
Yeah, so they've seen a few of my payouts from also different prop firms, and yes, now they so I don't know. Like I have one friend. His name is Daniil. He now also trades like since almost a year now with me. So Grüße gehen raus an dich, bro. So yes, now they don't think much. They're like, oh, you made it, nice, but they don't want to start now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
They don't
exactly.
believe in themselves. So that's the thing. They don't believe in themselves. That they think I've just got lucky. So okay, I'm one of the 100 million that got this lucky at this age, right? Um, That's a thing.
I understand
Most don't
that.
really start.
I understand that. And it's a story that I hear over and over again. A lot of people that started trading tried to get their friends into trading, but they were not successful at all.
Yeah.
And the friends said, like, no, 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 this is not going to end well, and I'm not going to get into it. And once the trader is successful, everyone wants to learn from that. And
Yes. They, yo, bro,
teach
can you
me,
send me
bro.
a trade
Teach me,
over?
sister. Like, can you
Yes.
teach me? Like, we're related. We're cousins. Teach me. Like we hear that a lot. And
Yeah.
but like it takes time. And after you become successful in trading, you become profitable in trading, you realize that the time is the exact thing that makes you money. Like it's not a bullshit thing to say like time is worth money, because it literally is. Time
Yes.
is money in trading. And
That's thing.
then after you become successful, when they ask you, it's like it's too much work, not worth the time at all.
That's
Because
thing.
yeah, and it's
I've,
not being cocky or something. It's the truth. Because after you become profitable, time is everything to you. Because that's what we do, right? That's why we do it, to earn the freedom of time. Like
yes.
not answering to a boss, not going to a 9 5, etc., etc.
I've also offered them like my mentor, for example. Like I owe them like my success with this strategy and my mental game. Like I owe a lot of like to him. Like his name is he's called Tim, right? And I've offered them like, yo, you can sign up here. Like they were thinking I just want to sign them up to a course something. I was like, bro, this works actually. This is crazy. Come on, let's do this. And they didn't believe me. Like they still don't believe me, right? And I've offered them like, I won't teach you, but he can teach you because I'm not at the stage because I'm almost 2 years in, but I'd say I still need like at least half a year to a year to come with really profitable because I've now 3 months something in, just green months. I didn't have a losing week once, something like this. But I'm not the point to like really teach people. That's why I offered them like, yo, I have someone, it's my mentor, right? You can sign up here. It's really cheap, blah blah. Come on, bro, let's do this. And they still didn't take it. So I'm sometimes still offering them. If you really want to learn, bro, I'm still my hands open, but not anymore as like in the past, right?
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Exactly. It shows actually maturity to say this, because instead you could have just said, I can do this for you if you give me this amount of money. And instead, you didn't do that because you are also learning, like
Yes,
how your
always.
emotions operate, how your trading operates over time in the markets. You realize that you still have a lot to do or a lot to learn, because that's just how trading is. Every day
Yes.
there's something new to learn. But my last question to you, as a successful trader, I love this question. Like, as a
Okay,
successful
I'm
trader,
ready.
what are your advices to other traders out there who are trying to become profitable for years and years on end, but they still can't be profitable, like, or they still couldn't do what you have done in 2 years? What do they need to do in order to success?
Hmm? For me, I really like to answer these questions like for the people that they should ask themselves a few questions. For example, like, why do I deserve to be like part of the 1% that succeed in trading? Like, really ask yourself, why do you, like, there are thousands of people every day in the market, and why should you succeed? What are you doing to really succeed? And ask yourself, just really like ask yourself and be honest with it, because most of the times I see unprofitable traders, like completely unprofitable, right? They tell them lies. Like, you need to be honest with yourself, right? So that's the first thing, being honest with yourself. If you like did something wrong, like you didn't stick to your plan, stuff like this, don't cover it up. Like, hold yourself accountable. That's the thing, hold yourself accountable, ask yourself these questions, because otherwise you will get stuck in this loop of being, yeah, I'm kind of profitable, but I don't know, it's every time it's something, right? This I would be funded, but because of it's it, it's
Oh,
blame
there's always a
yourself every
reason.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, it's always a reason. That's the thing.
There is.
But you have to blame yourself. Get you like be accountable to yourself. That's the first thing. No blame. You're the problem every time. I don't care what anyone says. You're the problem every time the market does what the market does. You're the problem, and that's the first thing. And second of all, kind of links together is like your journal. Like I see a lot of people that don't really journal quite good. So especially in the beginning, it's really important. And like trading is a game of like math, right? It's like it's just numbers, percentages. My win rate is blah blah blah, right? Something like this. Okay, and my range risk reward, something like this. And you just have like trading without data analysis, without gathering the data, it's just gambling in my opinion. Because if you don't reflect on your past trades, and it doesn't I don't want to say don't stick to them, but just reflect on them and say, okay, what did I do good, or what did I do wrong, right? That's the first thing. Like reflecting your old trades in your journal. And also really important that I think a lot of people also in the online space don't really mention is like journal your emotions in your journal, right? Like you can put a space and put like type in how you feel in this exact moment before you take the trade, while the trade is going. Just document everything, and like once a week, every 2 weeks, however you want, just look over it and see, did you make any progress, what can you do better, or what did you already do good. For me it was unnecessary losses that I took that put me at the break-even stage somewhere, right? But after I like looked at my journal and saw the problem, now I'm here, right? That's the two things I'd say: to be honest to yourself, like be accountable, and second of all, like put a lot of focus on your journal everything you can. Like the more data you have, the better, right? The best traders there are, uh, they have gathered the most data, because you can be unconscious everywhere, just go through life, right? Just so that's why most people do. They just go through life, don't really look at anything deep, right? They don't think about anything. They just do, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, and they continue. But that's not how trading works. That's the thing. You just have to think about everything you did, and reflect on it, and blame yourself for it.
Exactly. Makes a lot of sense. And these are quite good advices. I can relate to most of them because when you were speaking about it, I was thinking how I got into trading and all the mistakes I did
Yes,
as a beginner trader. We all go through the same thing. And to be completely honest with you, 99% of traders are not successful because of a reason. And that
it's the
reason
thing.
is the person himself or herself, and makes a lot of sense to just reflect on your emotions, reflect on yourself, meditate if you have to. It's not a hippie
Yes,
thing to do. Meditate, know your emotions, and
it's just sitting there thinking or not thinking, like
exactly,
just
exactly.
letting flow, let it flow.
Definitely agree with that. Thank you, Daniil, for attending this interview. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy to meet you. As a person who doesn't even act like a 19 years old, I love seeing people like this in a hustle mode, but not like like consuming themselves every day, because apparently you seem like what you're doing is quite conscious, and you do it while you're knowing it, and it's important you try to understand your behaviors. And thanks everyone for watching this interview. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
See you.